So up next, we got John Sills.
Well, all right.
For one reason or another. I myself have taken note of the fact that my body jerks around a little every now and then. And it used to be every now and again, but lately it's become this constant torment. And apparently, well, I can't say whether it's hidden or revealed, but nobody's done anything about it. But the fact that I've taken note of is that this may be what someone called epilepsy. Now, what I know of the epileptic spirit in others is that there's a certain feeling of a mental fear and nausea prior to the event. My shaking is physically. My shaking has no mental connection. It is like being physically hit by someone. And what's more is that I've known all along that it is caused by the sexual activities of others near me. And it really is them striking blows against me. Intentionally. I say intentionally with qualifications. Because it may be done ignorantly or at least not maliciously by anyone. But it's the frequency and the persistence of the blows that convinces me of its malicious intentions. And but besides that, the reality of such jerking is commonly known by most people in life, so I'm not talking about something that no one understands, and I am saying that it's clearly known to be a lie by a liar to call this epilepsy. I'm going to go on to witness about one particular event in a woods next to a golf course and the Memphis International Airport, if that's its name, and a firehouse, and there was a charismatic church like a Maranatha church. Here, let me draw you a map. it was a small pretty woods in the corner, much like a garden. And it resembled it resembled this garden woods in my hometown of Ormond Beach, Florida, in the rich peninsula downtown called Ormond Gardens, I think, just up the street from St. James Episcopal Church. Back in 1973 or 19... Back in 1973 or 1974 in Ormond Gardens, there is a marriage between a divorced Maranatha teacher and a woman, either divorced or widowed, who went to San Antonio International Bible College in 1974. Now I spoke out against this marriage and was condemned by those who did also speak out against it for no reason I understand. Wrong time, wrong place, in the church with the preacher there. I did, and was condemned by those who did not speak out against it the previous week. Now I want to make it clear that my relationship to this church had always been cheap in my mind. I was never a member. It was always a temporary situation. I was always just visiting, and I decided to speak out against that marriage. About the same time, I happened upon a Pentecostal convention in Texas, and I left after the middle of the second day because our preacher condemned beards. Anyway, my opinion of my relationship to this church group is that it was a most convenient opportunity for people to lie and say I was a member. Imagine that I just said all that and that music was playing. Anyway, in these woods last year, spring of 1999, after sleeping very little or not at all, one morning about dawn, I woke up to a big jerk, the biggest jerk I'd ever felt. The righteous point about this big jerk is that I woke up and one arm was up in the air and the leg on the same side was up. Both came down, the arm straightened, and the leg came down by my side. But the main point I want to make about this jerk is that my mind was fully functional. My body jerked, and I woke up. I was worried. This is the worst thing that had ever happened to me. What was I going to do? I might point out that in the Baptist Convention in San Antonio, Texas in 1975, a preacher gave a sermon about saving a Jew, costing an arm and a leg. And finally, I would like to point out that all this is true, and because it is, I'm hearing a woman's voice in my head saying, "For this reason, Judas Iscariot."